Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to demystify project management. Whether you're tackling a massive project with a team like Alpha Constructions, launching a new website, or even just planning a big family get-together, how you approach it, well, that's what separates success from total chaos. So, let's get right into it.
So have you ever been there? I mean, we've all been there, right? A project kicks off with so much excitement, but then it just goes off the rails. Deadlines get missed, the budget gets blown, and nobody seems to know what's going on anymore. It is so frustrating, but look, it doesn't have to be that way. The key is understanding how project management itself has had a major glow-up. Think about it. Our whole world of work has been completely shaken up by new tech and just, the speed of change. That old, super rigid, follow-the-manual way of doing things, it just can't keep up anymore. So the whole profession has had to adapt. It's become way more nimble, more creative, and more focused on looking ahead.
And this slide? This just nails the core shift. We're moving away from a process-based standard. Think of it like a really strict recipe book where you can't change a thing, to a much more flexible, principles-based one. It's less about just ticking off boxes and following steps, and way more about adopting a certain mindset. The focus is shifting from just the outputs, the things you make, to the outcomes, the results you actually achieve.
Okay, so that leads us to the first, and honestly, the most important new idea. In today's world of project management, every single decision, every action, every meeting, it should all revolve around one single, powerful concept: creating value.
So what do we even mean by value? Well, the official definition is the worth, importance, or usefulness of something. But here's the kicker. Value can mean totally different things to different people. For your customer, maybe it's a cool new feature. For your company, it could be about profit. For society, maybe it's a positive environmental impact. Your job as the project team is to figure out what that specific value is and deliver it.
And here's a great way to think about it. The deliverable is the what you create. The app, the report, the physical building. But the outcome, that's the why. It's the benefit that thing actually creates. A project isn't a success just because it's done. It's a success because it achieves its intended outcome and creates real, measurable value.
Projects don't just happen in a vacuum. They're actually a crucial part of what's called a system for value delivery. Now, I know this diagram looks a little intense, but the idea is simple. Projects are like the engines inside a much bigger machine, all working together to turn a company's big-picture strategy into real-world results that push the whole business forward.
All right, so if value is our North Star, how do we actually get there? Well, it's through a new guiding mindset. It's a set of 12 core principles that basically shape how we think, how we act, and how we make decisions on any project, no matter how big or small.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. These aren't just a bunch of rigid rules you have to memorize. Think of them more like a conscience for the project, guiding you and your team to make the right call, no matter what situation you're in. Okay, so this diagram shows all 12 of those principles and how they all connect. It might look like a lot, but the idea is pretty straightforward. These principles are your foundation. We're not going to break down every single one, but let's just pull out 3 that are absolutely essential to get right.
No surprise here, right? The first key principle is to constantly, relentlessly focus on value. It is the ultimate measure of success. Your team should always be asking that one question. Is what we're doing right now actually contributing to the project's value? If the answer is no, then it's probably time to rethink things.
Next up, and this one's huge, remember that projects are delivered by people for people. It's so important to create a team environment that's collaborative and respectful. That means really encouraging teamwork, open communication, and a sense of shared ownership. That's how you get the best out of everybody.
And this one is a real game changer. There is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach to project management. It just doesn't exist. Every single project is unique. Your success hinges on your ability to tailor your methods to the specific context, the project's goals, the people involved, and the environment you're working in.
Okay, so we have our goal, which is value, and we have our mindset, the 12 principles. Now we need the playbook, and that's where the 8 performance domains come in. These are the critical areas you've got to actively manage all the way through the project. So if we look at this diagram again, you can really see how it all fits together. See, the principles on the outside, they guide our behavior, our why. And that behavior then plays out across these 8 interconnected domains in the middle. These domains are the what we need to be focusing on.
So here they are,
stakeholders, team, development approach, planning, project work, delivery, measurement, and uncertainty. Now, the most important thing to get here is that this is not a sequential to-do list. These things are all happening at the same time. You're constantly juggling and managing all of these areas together, from the very start of the project right up until the very end.
And this is where it all comes together into this incredibly powerful, super practical idea, tailoring. This is how you make project management actually work for you and your project.
Really, tailoring is all about being smart. It means you're deliberately adapting your approach to perfectly fit the project. You're not just blindly following some methodology you read in a book. You are actively choosing the right tools and the right amount of process for the specific job you have to do. I love this quote because it makes the goal so clear. You want to use just enough process. I mean, the level of detail you'd need for building a new corporate headquarters with alpha constructions is going to be completely different from what you'd need for, say, a 3-week software update, right? Tailoring is all about being effective, not about creating more paperwork.
And look, it's not some big abstract concept. It's actually a pretty simple 4-step process. First, you pick an initial approach. Then you tailor it to fit your organization's culture. Third, you tailor it even more for your specific project. And last, you're always looking for ways to improve as you go. It's a constant cycle of learning and adapting.
So after all of that, what's the one big idea you should walk away with from this whole explainer on modern project management? It's this: the rule itself has changed. You're not just a rule follower, a manager of tasks and timelines. You are a leader. You're empowered to make smart decisions, adapt to whatever comes your way, and stay absolutely focused on the one thing that truly matters: delivering value.
So I'm going to leave you with a question for your next project, whether it's big or small. Don't just ask if you're on schedule or on budget. Ask yourself this: am I just delivering an output, or am I creating real, meaningful value? The answer to that question? Well, that's what will guide you to true success.